everyone. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Overcome by My Testimony. I'm a survivor. It is September 1st, and it is Alopecia Awareness Month. And I am speaking with a young lady who is living with alopecia, and she is going to share her story with us. And welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. How you guys doing?
So my first question for you is, what is alopecia?
Alopecia is an autoimmune disease that affects your red and white blood cells. It's a hair follicle that attack each other, and sometimes you can lose it, and sometimes you can regain it, or all the above, you just lose it all. And it's also dealing with your thyroid as well. So I highly suggest you guys to get your thyroid checked. Okay, because that's one cause of alopecia as well, and another cause is hereditary from a family member that passed it on down. And also the number one is stress.
Okay. Are there different types of alopecia?
There are different types of alopecia. You have alopecia universal, when it's everything just completely gone. You have alopecia, I can't pronounce it, it's tartaralis. And that is something that is like you pull in your hair. And it's several more alopecia as well. I haven't really dig into it like that. I only know the ones that I deal with was alopecia areata, which is started with a quarter patch of hair loss, and then it forms into different patches, and then you completely lose it. Alopecia universa is when you lose everything. So I think I might be at the stage of alopecia universa because I have lost everything over the years.
When did you realize that you were losing your hair? What were your emotions, thoughts, and actions?
Oh, okay. I lost my hair. Well, I started to lose my hair when I was in 10th grade. It started with a patch, a little quarter patch in the neck of my area, but I never noticed it or paid attention to it because I used to always wear my hair in ponytails. So I thought that it was the tension of the ponytail of being tight, but then it started to come out and shedding. And I know that us, people who shed hair, we share 1,000 strings of hair every day. So I never paid attention to the shredding because I thought it was just me just losing hair just normally. So when I noticed it, it was like a soft baby butt area, just smooth. So I knew it was something that was going on. And then I went to my mom, and she told me that her cousin lost her hair dealing with alopecia when she lost her mom. So I was like, okay. So I took myself to a dermatology that did the biopsy and everything. And then it came out that I had alopecia areata. So he asked me, did I know anyone in my family that had it? So I told him, yes, my mom's first cousin did it. So it was like, well, the one of you have is alopecia areata, which is hereditary from another family member. So that's how I came about.
So you said you lost it in 10th grade. How was that? Losing
It
it
was
at that age in high school, when like peer pressure and kids can be cruel even at that older age.
Yes, they can, but I was always the type. I never had low self-esteem. See, I always had long hair, so I can cover it up in certain areas. But then when I completely lost it, I was already out of school. It completely like gone in 1996 around summertime when I already graduated from high school. But then when I noticed that it was another person, another scholar in my class years ago down the line after we got older, she had it too as well. So my thing is, my opinion is that a lot of people may have it, but they don't know that they have it. So my thing was, I wasn't like ashamed or anything like that. I was always the one that never had low self-esteem, because I figured like if God gave this to me, he gave it to me for a reason to teach others about this condition. When I look at people and they have hair one of my pet peeves is when people complain about their hair, what I'm gonna do with my hair, or things like that. Now that right there gets to me because I was like, well, if you knew what I live with, you wouldn't be complaining at all about what you're gonna do to your hair. You know what I'm saying? Because your hair is your crown and glory, and that's important to a lot of women, their hair. So that's one of my pet peeves when people say, "Oh, my hair is a hot mess. What I'm gonna do with this? What I'm gonna do with that?" And I look at myself like, well, dang. Sometimes I wish I can say that too, but then I grew out of it and like, you know what? I'm grown to that stage as I can be whoever I want to be. I don't have to get my hair cut short. I can put on different type of wigs, whatever color wigs, and be a different person every day.
So you said that God gave it to you or allowed you to have it so you can tell people about it. How did you get to that point? Did you always have that frame of mind?
When I was diagnosed with it,
Yes.
I did because I was always doing hair anyway. I was always the one that in my family did hair anyway. So I was like, you know, since I don't have any hair, there's wigs. But the thing is, with wigs, a lot of people like myself, when I got my mom bought my first wig, I really didn't know anything about human hair, synthetic, or anything like that. So that gave me the knowledge and the thought of like, okay, if I live with this condition here and I know that other people may live with it, even if they have cancer, whatever, dealing with hair loss, and I know they're going to the beauty supply store to purchase wigs, and half of the time the wigs does not fit them. So I was like, you know, I thank God for giving me this here so that I can know how to customize different wigs for different people that can actually fit their heads and their heads only. So that's why that part that I thank God for giving me what I have to share with the world, that you can always be bald, bold, and beautiful and be whoever you want to be with a custom unit that will actually fix you. You know what I'm saying? So, because a lot of wigs in the wig store doesn't fit. You have to get the band on it tied up and got a little lump here. And I was like, okay, since I live with this condition here, I now have to come with a marketing plan of how I can turn it around to have people who is hairless that still like is embarrassed or scared to shave their head, to scared for them to even come outside or look in the mirror because they feel that they're not loved or people talk about them and things like that. And I was like, well, let me just come up with an idea of making custom unit for a hair loss patient so they can still be their self no matter what.
That's beautiful. Were you ever self-conscious of with having alopecia?
No, I wasn't.
Why not?
Because I feel that, I mean, God give people different. Everybody have something that God is giving, and I feel that He gave me this here to embrace my share and share with the world to help at least one person. I mean, I never had low self-esteem. I never did care what people think about what they say behind my back or anything like that because I'm me. I'm the one who lived with it. I'm the one who got to deal with it. And if you want to ask me why I'm this way, then that's the way that I give you the opportunity for me to educate you on something that you don't even know. And that's just it.
When were you officially diagnosed with alopecia? How did you feel hearing those words come out of the physician's mouth?
I officially was diagnosed with alopecia around 1990, probably 1994 or 95. When the physician said it, I was overwhelmed with it, you know, because it was something new to me, and I had to feel like, okay, like I'm gonna lose all my hair, and like I said, I never had low self esteem. I always had a praying mother and a praying grandmother that that would guide me and like God gave you this for a reason. He's not going to give you something that is not going to be taken care of. So I embraced myself with that. I didn't cry anything like that. It was emotional some ways when you walk around you see other people with their hair and things like that. But like I said, I would never low self-esteem person. I'm always encourage other people, and by especially when little kids look at you as well, I even educate them, I'm like, hey, a lot of people come up to me and like, you're a cancer survivor, do you have cancer? And I'm like, no, I have alopecia. And they're like, what is that? And then I just let them know what it is. And then when I tell them what it is, some of the people be like, that's what I have, that's what I think I have, because they never know until, someone, because alopecia is not the talk of the town, it's closed in until you talk to somebody who actually have it, and you be surprised, like, hey, I didn't know that you had it or you had it. I thought that I was the only one that had it. So it's never the talk of the town with alopecia, and I'm glad they have awareness for alopecia, so a lot of people can now really know what alopecia is all about.
Have you changed in your personality or your faith since you've been diagnosed?
No, I haven't changed a bit. I'm still myself.
Did you do anything to try to hide you having alopecia? If so, why? If not, why? Why not?
No, I haven't tried to hide my alopecia. When I was diagnosed with it, I did do injections, steroid injection. I was told that the injection that I did receive was like a really high steroids, and was like injection in my scalp with thin needles. Very painful, very, very painful. But I was told that if I continue with that steroid, then my hair would grow back and I would have to stay on that steroid for the rest of my life. And also the steroid would stop my cycle from running as well. So I stayed on that steroid at least probably like a year. And it helped my hair grow and everything. It stopped my cycle as well. But then I was like, you know what? It's very painful. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm just going to let it do what it do. Whatever God gives me, I'm going to take it. So I stopped it. And when I stopped it, my hair grew back. And when it grew back, it grew at the top, at the crown, but it never grew around my perimeter area. Then it fell out again. And then when it grew back again, it grew back with white hair, with white hair. It grew back like straight baby hairs in certain areas, and then it fell out again. And then when it came back again, came back as curly with a little gray patch, and then it fell out. When the last time it fell out, it never came back again. My hair never came back. Um, when that happened, probably 5 to 6 years after that, I started to lose my lashes, and it fell out. But the thing is, what my mystery is, I never see my hair. When it fell out, I never seen no pillows, no comb, nothing. That is the weird part of me losing my hair. I don't know what other people say when they lose hair, but I never seen where the hair went to. And that is something that I'm always thinking about. Where did the hair go?
You just like
It's not on my
disintegrated?
pillow. Yeah, it's not on my pillow. It's nowhere. Where did it go? And the only way that I can see my hair coming out if once it grow and I shave it and put it in a bag. But other than that when it's falling out by itself, I never know where it's going because I never see it.
So that wasn't traumatic for it to grow back, come out, grow back, come out?
Yeah, it was, because I thought that when it grew back, okay, I'm gonna have my hair back, it's gonna be long, thick, and boom, there you go, out again. So I was like, you know what, God, whatever you're giving me, whatever you're telling me, I don't even want it. Just let it go, just let it go, because I didn't want to be, when some people have their baldness, their bald spots, they have their hair shaved, and you can still see the patches even when their hair is shaved. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever you're giving me, just make sure it's just completely gone and there's nothing that nobody can see. So I prayed about it, and as you see here, you can't see it. It's completely gone. So I embrace myself with it. I walk around faithfully like this every day. Even when it's cold outside, sometimes I wear wigs, sometimes I don't. Like I said, I can be whoever I want to be, and that's just it.
I think I asked this already. Has your faith changed because of living with alopecia? Why and how? If not, has it? I can't even read my own. Has your faith changed because of living with alopecia? Why and how, if it has?
No, my faith have not changed living with alopecia. I love living with alopecia. I really do. I guess I live with so long that it doesn't even faze me at all. When I walk around, I get a lot of compliments as you rock it. That's their favorite word. You can rock that head. That's their favorite word. That's all. I mean, I encourage a lot of people just being me, walking around just being me and who I am. And I get a lot of compliments about how my head fits, the looks, and things like that. So I think that I encourage a lot of people who really live with alopecia or any hair loss that they can feel comfortable walking around, being you, bald, bold, and beautiful, and just it's hey, I mean, if you got low self-esteem, eventually you'll come out of it. It may take time, but you will come out of it because nowadays a lot of people are bald. Some are bald by choice, some are bald just to be because they want to be. But one day they'll come out of that shell and rock it like us bald women do.
What would you say to yourself 27 years ago? Because I in the post that I actually found you on, you said been living with it for 27 years. So what would you say to yourself 27 years ago, knowing what you know now, living with alopecia?
What I would say to myself 20 years ago is, I really don't even know what I say to myself 20 years ago. So because I'm so used to it now. I would probably say to myself,
what do you today know about yourself and living with alopecia that you didn't know back then in yourself and living with alopecia?
Okay, that I would never, I don't know the condition. I would never know what hair loss was. I would never know how a person would feel just walking around being bald. Because I would probably be that one looking like, oh, what's going on with her? I'd probably be the same one that comes to me asking me the same question. But I would be curious because I work in the medical field, so I'm very curious about things that goes on. Because I'm that type of person that I would ask questions to know, because I feel that you learn something new every day. You don't learn something new every day, you're not learning. So I would be very curious and be asking. I would probably be 100%, really outward, like, how you doing? I would probably say, do you live with cancer? Because that's what everybody going to say, you're a cancer survivor. And then they probably say the same thing. I live with hair loss. And I would know what type of hair loss to live with. And then they'll break it down. Well, and I'll be like, what is alopecia? Like you just asked me, what is alopecia? Because I never heard of alopecia. Even when I was in cosmetology school, that's the reason why I started cosmetology school, because I wanted to know more about my condition. But they never tell it. It's only about 2 pages about alopecia. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, that's why a lot of people don't know anything about alopecia, because there's nothing that's out there for us to even read about. Now it is, but back then it wasn't.
Is there anything you want to say or let our viewers know of this episode that my questions did not prompt you to say?
What I would like to share with the world is that if you guys are living with this condition here, do not be ashamed. Embrace yourself, because at the end of the day, God made you who you are. You are bald, bold, beautiful, and never take that as a blank. Take it as a compliment, because at the end of the day, you can rock it. And I feel that a lot of people who live with this condition is very, very low self-esteem, because they feel embarrassed, they feel not wanted. But as you guys can see me, I am dolled up. You can be whatever you want to be. You can rock it. Be whatever you want to be. Embrace yourself. Love. Most importantly is to love yourself. Love yourself unconditionally, and don't care what the world think of it, because at the end of the day, you are still beautiful no matter what. Yep.
Well, I thank you for this time. I just love your light. I just love your confidence. And I am so grateful that you agreed to do this.
Well, thank you for listening to me.
You're welcome. I pray that someone learns something about themselves and about this condition.
Yeah.
And just don't assume when you see a bald person that they have cancer, because they
right.
have
They might have
alopecia,
alopecia. Yeah,
or they could just be bald because they want to be bald.
that's
Bald,
right.
bold, and beautiful.
That's right.
That's
Bald,
the
bold,
title of
and
this
yeah,
episode. Bald, bold, and
bold
beautiful.
and beautiful. Yes, indeed.
All right. I thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, you do the same.
And I'll